Yo, peace, what's good? Welcome to another Hip Hop and Review Part 43. Let's get this shit started. The album I'm gonna review for today is Tribe's third album, Midnight Maurauders, released in 1993. Before I start, I'm gonna give a shout out to Linden Boulevard. This shirt right here, right by provided by Rotten Appleware. I'll give you the website where you can get that shirt. But anyways, I want to start with this album right here. A lot of people consider this their best album. You know, I'll talk about that at the end of the video. You know what I mean? Album has 3 singles. The singles are Award Tour, Electric Relaxation, one of my all-time favorite Tribe songs, and Oh My God. And I always like to break through some of the songs and stuff like that. Okay, the first song starts off. It's called Midnight Marauders Tour Guide. It's just an intro. You hear like a lady, just giving you like a world tour. Things like just kind of introducing the album. The background music is a Cal Chater sample. It kind of has like that. It's something you would hear from like an infomercial from back in the late 60s. No, from the early 60s to the late 50s, early 60s. The second song, Steve Biko, Stir It Up. For those who don't know who Steve Biko is, Steve Biko, he was an anti-apartheid activist back in the 70s, who was based out of South Africa. He's known for the slogan "Black is Beautiful." He started that slogan. That I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys heard that slogan, "Black is Beautiful." Well, he's the originator of that, and he's also the founder of the Black Conscious movement. And he died back in 1977. He was beaten to death by cops. And there's a movie called Cry Freedom that was released in 1987. That starred Denzel Washington and Kevin Kline. Excuse me, both phenomenal actors. Definitely go peep that movie. Definitely one of Denzel's most underrated films. A lot of people don't really know about that film, or they kind of just dismiss it. I guess because the fact that it's a British film more so than an American film. But whatever. But that song Steve Biko has nothing to do with Steve Biko. I mean, you just hear maybe in the chorus where Fife says in the chorus where he says, "I'm radical like the name of the song." That's what he said and stuff like that. Next song, War Talk, is the first single. It's the first single off this album. It features Trugoy the Dove, aka Dave of De La Soul fame. Pretty dope song. There's a video for that. I'll post a link to that and a lot of the goodies that I put down there. I hope you guys are checking those, the stuff that I put in the description box as well. The next song is 8 Million Stories, one of my favorite songs off the album. That's a Five Dog solo song. That song, he tackles, things as far as it talks about girl problems that he had. Shit that a lot of guys could relate to, that I could relate to, where he talked about, he met this girl when he took his brother to KB Toy Stores in Green Acres Mall, and he saw this one fine girl, got his number and stuff like that. And Five Dog, he's a Knicks, sports aficionado. You guys should know that. And he bought tickets to the Knicks game and stuff like that. And he talks about how, this girl stood him up and shit like that. We all can relate to that. And he talks about sample clearances, shoes, and things of that nature. I thought that was a pretty dope song. The next song is Sucker Nigga. Talk about the frontin' ass niggas that tries to talk a lot of shit. That's all about, I could do this, I could do that. But when he gets to the nitty gritty, he's not about that. You know what I mean? And so that's what I got out of that, Sucker Nigga. Next song is Midnight. Pretty dope song. It's kind of reminiscent of the song After Hours from their first album, but it's a little bit different. It talks about, how. Hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah, Midnight, where they talk about how you know, you go out there, chill with your boys out, you know, late night and shit like that. Or you about to go out to the clubs and things like that, chill about booty calls and things like that. But also, Midnight also reflects on, you know, how cops like to harass motherfuckers, like talking about police brutality, things like that. And that's what this song tackles. That song Midnight tackles on. Then next song, We Can Get Down, dope song. Next song, Electric Relaxation. This is the second single off the album. Pretty dope song. You know, the song is, you know, dedicated to the females. You know, talk about, you know, the appreciation of females of all different colors and creeds, race and creeds and things of that nature. Give me 1 second, gotta drink my water. Yeah, Electric Relaxation. Definitely one of my all-time favorite songs. Definitely means a lot to me because, you know, I remember hearing it back in the day a lot, back in like 93, 94. You know, especially around the time when my father was sick. And anytime I would play the radio, you know, I would hear that song constantly, and it just kind of bring me back to that time before he passed away. You know, God rest his soul. Next song, Clap Your Hands. Pretty dope pretty dope song. Nice sample to it. Oh My God, which was the last single off the album. The chorus, you know, you have, you know, they have a Busta Rhymes sample saying "Oh my God," you know, and that's where he got that from. He got that from one of the leaders of the New School song. I forgot the name of the song that they got it from, but they got it from that. And it's actually the only video off the album that's in full color, because the first two singles, Award Tour and Electric Relaxation, is like in black and white. Like Electric Relaxation is in black and white, and also Award Tour kind of had like that Nickelodeon, and I'm not talking about the channel, I'm talking about Nickelodeon, where, you know, back in the 30s they would watch, you know, the movies from like a little machine that was called Nickelodeon, you know what I mean? And it kind of has like that color, that feel to it, and that's the War Tour video. And what's interesting, what the interesting about Electric Relaxation is that was actually used as the theme song for the Wayans brothers. That's one of my favorite shows from the 90s, one of my favorite sitcoms. They actually used the theme song for as the theme song for that show, Electric Relaxation. But I think only for the first 2 or 3 seasons they started using that, and then they changed, you know, the theme songs over the years. But back to Oh My God, you know, there's a couple of remixes to that song. I'll post on a link to that. Next song, Keep It Rolling, featuring Lost Professor. Definitely a dope song. The beat was provided by Lost Professor as well. Lost Professor, definitely one of my all-time favorite producers / MCs. Very underrated in my opinion, but he gets respect. He gets respect, but he doesn't get respect, if you know what I mean. But only the real heads know the deal. The Chase Part 2, dope song, dope single. I mean, not single, but dope. Has a nice sample to it. Love that song. What's interesting about that song is there's another version of that song, The Chase Part 2, and it features a young Consequence. Yes, Q-Tip's cousin. Yes, the same Consequence that was signed to Kanye West's Good Music until he had like a falling out with Kanye West. And that song, The Chase Part 2, I'll post a link down in the description box like I usually do. He actually, that's actually his first appearance on Wax. A lot of people think the Beats, Rhymes, and Life album was his first appearance. Yes, it was to the world, but for the like the more underground, for like the real heads, the vinyl heads, you guys will know that his first appearance on Wax was on, you know, the Chase Part 2, the B-side to the War Tour, which is available on the War Tour B-side. Thought I just throw that out there. Then the song Lyrics to Go, one of my favorite songs off the album as well. Really love the beat for that. It uses the Mini Riverton sample, Inside You. Pretty dope song. I love that song. A lot of people complain that there's no bass line to the beat. I like the song the way it is. I really like it. I mean, I had no problem with it. And the last song, God Lives Through, you know, pretty solid song. It's kind of like a religious feel to it. Not really, but in a way it does. You know, it talks about, you know, it's just kind of like an uplifting song, you know, in a way. And what's interesting is, this is obviously the American version of the album. There's a European version, as there is with a lot of albums, where there's a bonus track, and the bonus track is Hot Sex on the Platter, which is featured in the European version of this album. And that song you can actually find on the Boomerang soundtrack, that movie with Eddie Murphy, Robin Givens, Martin Lawrence, Halle Berry, you know, things of that nature. One of Eddie Murphy's last good movies that he actually put out, in my opinion. And you can also find that song on I believe in the Love Movement, the bonus disc that it came with, in the limited edition. You can find that song on the bonus disc on a limited edition of Love Movement. And what's interesting is about this album is, as you can see, there's 50 rappers or 50 MCs on this thing, and you know, it was featured artists of that time that was popular at the time. As you can see, you know, you got let me see. You got Ice-T right here. You got Pete Nice of Third Base fame. Who else? Lost Professor right here. You know, things of that nature. I thought, and as far as this album, which is my favorite album, man, it comes between either this album or The Law and Theory. And I like them both because those two albums have a significant place for me. You know, this album right here is, you know, a lot of people say this is their best album. I don't know, because I like both Law and Theory and this album the same. You know, it's kind of like choosing your favorite child, you know what I mean? But if you guys like early 90s hip hop, if you're a fan of, you know, early, like I said, early 90s hip hop, you're into like the whole Afrocentric hip hop, you know, like they did, like it was popular back in the early 90s, you know, black empowerment, that black conscious feel to the music. You know, if you're feeling like, you know, kind of like nostalgic, you want to have your nostalgic feel, you know, nostalgic moments like we all do. You know, you just want to put on your starter jacket, you know, the snapbacks, you know, that's popular right now. You know, you want to rock the Jordans, the Ewings, you know, you want to rock the Carhartt. You want to stray away from the gangster rap, you just want to hear feel good music, definitely pick this album up. This is Midnight Maurauders, released in 1993 by Tribe Called Quest. Oh, another thing I almost forgot to mention. At the end of the song, Award Tour, you have the robotic female voice saying, what she says, 7 times out of 10, we listen to this music, we listen to our music at night, and midnight, and that's why you have the name Midnight. Maraud, the word Marauders or Maraud means to loot, to steal. So, and Ali Shahi Muhammad, he said in the interview, the reason why it's called Midnight Marauders, like I said, they listen to music most of the time at night, and like I said, Maraud means to steal. So let me see. He said it to give you in his exact words. I got it cheap. Excuse me, because I don't want to paraphrase. He says we decided to call the album Midnight Marauders because a Tribe Called Quest are like sound thieves looting for your ears. and hence name Midnight Marauders. Because like I said, in that female voice at the end of the award tour, she said before, 7 times out of 10 we listen to our music at night, and Marauders means to steal. Maraud means to steal, and I thought that was pretty interesting. Like I said, I'll post down the link. I'll post down the goodies, all the goodies like I usually do in the description box. Hope you guys enjoyed that review. Definitely pick this up. Have this in your collection. You don't have to be a hip hop fan. You should definitely have this in your collection. But hope you guys enjoyed that review. Peace.